And today we'll be talking about the 2022 Steelers 2022 Steelers defense. Now, I do, like I say on the title, I do believe this will be a top 10 defense. That is my opinion, and I'm going to hold true to that until the Pittsburgh Steelers are, in 2022 have a top 10 defense. I can't wait, honestly, to see this defense go at it and go crazy and go, hard in the paint and TJ Watt and all those fellas. But I want to go through the roster just a little bit. I may have done this a few weeks ago on this channel, talking about who could possibly be the 2022 project starters. So I wanted to bring it up, guys. I wanted to bring it up. This is the reason why I think this is my projected defense and starters for the 2022 defense. Right, we'll start with Cameron Hayward. Cameron Hayward, defensive end. Alualu in the middle, coming back from an injury. Right. Stephon Tuitt, hopefully, I'm hoping that Stephon Tuitt can come back to the Steelers. Will he play? Won't he play? Is he going to be there? No, he's not going to be there. Is he injured? Is he still grieving from his brother's death? Please let me know, Tuitt, if you're going to play. I need to know as a Steeler fan, and you guys as Steeler fans need to know also, right? So this for me is like our projected 3-4 defense, our 11 that starts the games, or like our run stop kind of stuff like that. To me, those three up front are fantastic. Cameron Hayward is a true Steeler. I often talk about what a true Steeler is, and Cameron Hayward is a true Steeler. He's like a Troy. He's like a Debo Harrison. He's like James Farrier. He's Brett Kiesel. He is who's the other bloke? I can't remember his name. Mean Joe. I couldn't remember his name. Joe Green. Cameron Hayward is a true Steeler, in my opinion, right? Next to him, Alualu coming back from injury. The season changed. The season changed when Alualu went down, right? Now, if we work ourselves into the linebacking core, Alex Highsmith going to his third year. On the other side, his counterpart, Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Watt. You know what I'm saying? TJ Watt, right? Devin Bush coming back from a really somber, maybe average year, but he's got a brand new year this year, and I expect high things of Devin Bush. Miles Jack, we got him from free agency, right? Miles Jack, the Jaguar that only won 3 games last year, coming into a Steelers defense, Pittsburgh City that wants to win. Our linebacking core is scary. Our front seven is scary, right? Now, these are my projected, starters for our cornerbacks, right? Now, I do believe it will be Witherspoon number 1, and I do believe it will be Levi Wallace number 2. Now, I had a commenter say, Brian Brown said, well, what about Sutton? Where would Sutton be? Would Sutton be number 1 or number 2? I believe that Sutton will play more of that slot role, but I could be wrong. Maybe he might play number 2, maybe Levi Wallace and Sutton interchange, but I kind of get this feeling they're going to go with Witherspoon at number 1 corner, because I don't think we're going to have Joe Hayden, and Levi Wallace will be number 2. But hey, that's just my opinion. Now, ending up the 2022 projected defense of this cheesy graphic here, Minka Fitzpatrick, I think, of course, will be our free safety. He's fantastic. And with the recent addition, bringing back Terrell Edmonds, 1-year deal, this to me is a top 10 defense. It's a top 10 defense, all right? This has to work. If you have Cameron Hayward, Alualu, Tuitt, just for the starters, I'm not talking about Loudermilk. I'm not talking about that even Wormley coming in to back it up too, right? I'm not talking about some of the other blokes, Spillane, who could fill in too, Buddy Johnson emerging into the pack as well. I'm not talking about whoever we may even draft this, in the next few days. I'm simply talking about our starting 11 will push us in the right direction to be a top 10 defense, right? Now, I could be wrong, but I hope I'm not. I'm a massive fan. I love the defense like 10 times more than the offense, right? If you even put into a certain extent too, bringing in Trey Norwood, right, into this defense too, like in that nickel package, maybe he might fill into a certain degree in safety in some roles. But Terrell Edmonds is going to come down from the box, right? So you bring in Trey Norwood too. This defense, in my opinion, is top 10. Now, I want to add some more fuel to the fire as we go back to the graphic again, right? I want to add some more fuel to the fire, okay? So like I said, you have the Highsmith, you have TJ Watt, Defensive Player of the Year. You know what I'm saying? We just brought in two, like outside linebacker help, Jannard Avery. He might help us out too in certain downs. Derek, I can never pronounce his name. Derek Zutska, right? He did some cool things near the end. No, he won't be a starter, but there is some depth there, right? Also, James Pierre struggled at cornerback. Hopefully, he can kick it back and do a lot better than what he did last year, right? And it will rely on who we're going into the draft with. But I did find that Montravius Adam too at nose tackle, he felt the missing gap when Alualu went down. So we do have some players and some depth guys, even like Marcus Allen. Now, some people aren't fans of Marcus Allen, but he can fill that role when we are playing nickel too. So you have Spillane in there, like I said, Buddy Johnson. There are a few players there, right? A few players there in that defense that can make us contend to be number 10 or top 10 overall, maybe even pushing top 5, right? And it all starts for me. It starts for me with Cameron Haywood. Then it goes into, TJ Watt on the outside, the sack machine. Minka Fitzpatrick now, who can oversee everything, bringing back his mate Terrell Edmonds for a 1-year deal, right? Then in front of them, you have Devin Bush. Hopefully Devin Bush can do something this year, right? And Miles Jack coming in off a bad team. The Jaguars are a bad team. They won 3 games last year. He is now coming into the Steel City, right? Defense wins championships. And now with this defense, we have a legit shot to go win a playoff game, right? I will be the first to put my hand up, and you will hear me. You will hear me. If we make it to the playoffs, if the Steelers make it to the playoffs, right, with this defense and we're healthy and we don't win a game and we don't win a playoff game, I don't care who we're versing. I don't care if we're versing Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, who's the other bloke? Justin Herbert. I don't care. Derek Carr. I don't care. Russell Wilson in Denver. I do not care. I do not care who we're versing, who the Steelers are versing. If this team on paper makes it all the way to the playoffs in a wild card with a home, home advantage or even away, I don't care. I believe that they can win and they have to win a playoff game with Haywood, the emergence of Highsmith and Miles Jack and Devin Bush. Come on, man. This is going to be a big year for us, for Steeler fans, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. There is no more Big Ben era anymore. That's kind of like see you later, mate, right? But with this team and this defense, and also we're not even at the draft yet. If they go out there and bring in a high caliber player, and I'm not a draft guy, but they bring in like a Jordan Davis or is it Stingley at cornerback, one of those blokes, mate. If you bring someone else to help this team out, or go out throughout the draft and the round 7, you're bringing in more pieces to this puzzle. It could contend to be top 10 to maybe top 5, but with this kind of defense, you have to go out there and win a playoff game. Winning 0 playoff games in the last 4 years is not good enough. It is not good enough. You can't waste TJ Watt's talent, and he needs to step up. And you can't waste if Tua comes back and Alualu, on his last legs, and Cameron Haywood getting to the last days. This reminds me a little bit like the 2008 defense. A lot of the guys are getting older. Debo off the edge. You had James Farrier. You had Troy Polamalu, like the role that Minka's playing, but Minka's nothing like Troy. But you get what I'm saying. Minka can be that guy to set everyone up and hopefully try and lurk around and get a pick, right? I'm keen, man. I'm so keen, guys. I'm so keen to see this defense in action. Minka, Edmonds, Jack, Bush, Watt, Highsmith, Witherspoon, Wallace, Haywood, Alualu, and Tua. I am keen. This will be, in my opinion, a top 10 defense in 2022. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you think this will be a top 10 defense? In the comments, if you agree with me or you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. But either way, if you agree or disagree, it's going to be the same result. We want the Steelers to win, right? Yeah. So thanks, guys, for checking out Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. I'm your host, Mark, and thank you very much for once again checking out a video. We love the support. So If you guys like the content, feel free to sub, hit that like, and as always, here we go, Steelers. Here we go.